okay, what am I supposed to do? What are these people? What is it that they want? Why are they always shouting at me and dragging me? Like, what must I do so that it's just not so hectic? Because I think people undermine how violent the energy is. Black girls, black people have been through so much. And what white people succeeded in doing was to make black people feel bad about the way they look and their things and isn't those they seem to. They really demonized it and they made us feel ugly. Yeah, I was like, who do you think I am? Ntsiki Mazwai. I'm Ntsiki Mazwai, Dad. You better know who I am. I'm not just you're gonna pay for my undergrad all over again. No. Seven acceptile for masters. Psycho.
I'm glad I know you kind of, but I want to know, like, how do you deal with like that criticism? You know, being this artist, like, you obviously you the artist, and then you have so many people criticizing you. Like, how do you deal with that?
I mean, it's not easy. I am very human and very gentle and very sensitive. But I'm also blessed in that I attract good people.
Yeah, you do.
I really do.
I think you do.
You've seen that,
yeah,
né?
I think you do.
yeah. You know this, girl. So, that is comforting. I have got very strong. The people that the people respect have got my back, and I can see that what I'm doing is important.
Yeah.
So I focus on that. No, how even that thing with comparing me with my sister, especially when I go out with my sister, I pull back a lot because I'm just like.
I think that's kind of. I think to me, like, I think because also just my own past experiences, I find it kind of disrespectful to, and this is my opinion.
Yes.
I do find it a bit disrespectful to bring up like anybody else in the presence of yourself and what you kind of can do, especially when it comes to family. Because I know, like, when people know too much about your family, they just think it's an okay talking point for the most part. And that I completely understood, like, from the get-go. And I wish people would also understand, just generally, I don't think it's right to
respect my family boundaries. Yeah.
Just all your boundaries. Yeah, but it is hard, I won't lie, because when you are such a person that's so outspoken, people want to obviously prod you. You know, it's always going to be like that.
Yeah, it's tricky, eh?
It's tricky.
Even me, I was like, okay, do I change what? But the thing is that when I'm having these do I change conversations, the people who love me are like, are you mad? We want you exactly like this, you know?
Yeah.
So then I get caught in the catch-22, but okay.
Oh, so do you go through those emotions?
Yeah, where I'm just like, okay, what am I supposed to do? What are these people? What is it that they want? Why are they always shouting at me and dragging me? Like, what must I do so that it's just not so hectic? Because I think people undermine how violent the energy is. You know, when I saw Shadima crying, I could relate. Because I was like, girl, I know that thing and it's not nice.
And it's not deserving.
It's not deserving, you know? So people come and they take whatever bad feelings that they're feeling and they throw it at you all the time. It's not a nice...
I think that's the difference with Twitter and, like, real life as well.
Yeah.
Because what I realized, especially after reading your blogs, and I want to also get to the hair part.
Yes.
What I realized after reading your blogs was that I could connect a bit more to what you were saying when you were, like, when it was typed out like that. I feel like you explained your points very, like, validly.
Yes.
And it also had, like, your voice in my head. Right?
Yes.
Twitter does feel violent just overall. I think that's maybe another reason why it's very easy for people to do that. So, yeah, like, for example, with the hair, I also used to believe that it's just something that people can kind of, like, you know, go...
It's just...
Yeah, it's just... Yeah. Until you start to see that everyone around you, when you're looking at your Instagram and you're looking at just your peers and people are asking you, everyone just feels better with the helmet, actually. So, yeah, I wanna know your view again. I want you to really explain why you feel so powerful about this subject, because I think it makes sense. Yeah.
You know, black girls, black people have been through so much. And what white people succeeded in doing was to make black people feel bad about the way they look and their things and izinto zesintu. They really demonized it and they made us feel ugly. So the darker you were, the uglier you were, the lighter you were, the more economic privileges you would get. You know, you would get jobs because you're light skinned and your hair is. So what that did is that it created a self-hate and an internalized one so deeply that it's in the genes and the DNA from our grandmothers, our great-grandmothers, because they experienced this life where ndanam uzolamba if you don't toe the line, the white people line. So we were made to hate our hair. It was deliberate, right? So I find it so sad, actually, mostly. I find it devastating. Because to hate yourself so much that you go out of your way to change it. And not only do you go out of your way to change it, but now when you are in your natural form, you call yourself dirty or ugly. That is, whoa. No other race, no other women in other races go through what we're going through. They don't know the feeling of waking up and not feeling like you're enough. When a white girl wakes up, she feels good. When an Indian girl wakes up, she feels good. Chinese, they feel good. When a black girl wakes up, she's like, where's my wig? That is a crisis, guys. That's a crisis. And the thing about hair is that we know that it's a spiritual thing as abantu abamnyama. Let's stop acting. And so what's happening when you see black people in such a mess where we don't even react when our own people are fed to pigs, where we don't react when we're treated like kafirs, where we don't react, we have been mentally damaged. And it's going to take bravery for the black girl to take off the weave and start owning her hair.
Because I know from 2016, there was a time when I was in high school where like people stopped relaxing their hair, and we did start the whole like just like going back to, you know, being comfortable, being happy with your hair. Then I don't know what happened. Suddenly it immediately went back. Like
it's the role models.
Yeah.
All those girls are being used by white establishment to promote these looks because they give them the platforms. If white establishment gave black women who look like black women and sound like black women platforms, then the black girls would want to look like those girls. But the white establishment benefits from these girls who have got low self-esteem to come and push that kind of narrative so that black people remain broken. So black women are so busy with the mirror, they're not taking care of their character. You haven't even learned how to love yourself. Because here you are doing BBLs, bleaching your skin, putting on your wigs. That's where your energy as a black woman is going. So what do you think the black society is going to happen if the head of the house is busy kadi weaving BBL? That's why we are in this mess.
Because like even if you had to like, and I know you also went through a journey of really like cutting off your hair and putting it back. So there is a huge spiritual energy that comes with the hair itself. Your whole personality, your whole you literally take on whatever you're putting on yourself. Same with like clothing. If you had to go thrifting, you're putting on the exact energy of whoever that was from. So if you have put on this thing, and that's made from people who don't like you, first of all, you're obviously going to carry the energy that they want you to carry.
Amen.
So that's the understanding, and I didn't even realize until as I'm speaking, but that's the understanding of it all. It makes so much sense, and you've written so many articles about it. I'm just like, I don't think people are really listening to what you're saying. They just think of a broken record. Yeah. So do you see yourself as not being taken seriously then in that sense? Because there's so many things you've said that I just feel like aren't being listened to. Yeah.
It's so deep. But a prophet is not celebrated by their own or whatever. There's that saying. So maybe that's what's going on. But like you say, if you look at my blogs from years ago, the things that are playing out now,
it's still happening.
It's like spot on.
Literally.
So I think that also media, media did that. If media kept reporting negatively over and over and over again, it taught black people to hate me.
Yeah.
It was.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
And I think the establishment did that on purpose, you know? Making people not take me seriously because they knew that if people take me seriously, black people would be in a completely different position right now.
I think that's why they probably also pick on just small, like just insignificant things. Because with speaking out, you find there's a lot of people who speak out even about the most dumb, like the dumbest things, and they are listened to for whatever they say. So you can't say that, no, this person is, it doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense. And that's how we get to this podcast, right? Like your journey in coming into podcasting. How did you kind of evolve from everything that you've come to? What is your reason for starting this whole thing?
Okay. So we've gone through all the artistic journeys and stuff, you know, and when I'm starting to get frustrated by the music and stuff, and then I'm starting to blog a lot and write a lot. And what happens is that now in my head, I'm like, where are you going to next? What's happening? What's happening?
Also after COVID as well, please.
Yes, we're not at COVID.
Yeah.
Yes. Actually, we're right. We're getting there.
Yeah.
So now we're at 2017. Now I'm starting to see good. Hey, and I'm getting older, and what's going to happen? And I can see people are rejecting me. So how do I develop myself? That's another thing that I always do. When I see that, everyone's rejecting me, then I just go work on myself and I go work on the next thing because I'm like, okay, right? So then another poet, David Ramahlamela, he actually, in 2010, I also published my book in 2010, my poetry anthology, Moya. So he wrote the foreword in my poetry anthology. And in around 2016, I think he had just done his master's. He phones me and he's like, but this can't be it. Like, you know that you're more than, like, go back to school, babe, you know? And it's good. You know, you must have people who are on high levels around you so they can be like, oh, girl, you know, like, right? So then he says, go to Rhodes University's got masters, whatever. And it was so hilarious because at that point, my dad was completely disheartened by me. He thought I was a complete failure. And oh my God, he sat me down. He's like, okay, Ntsiki, I'll pay for you. What do you want to go study? Just go start all over again. Go start. You know, and I was just like, oh, okay. You know, when someone back park, I would say, fail. Then David calls me, but no, sweetie, go apply there. Can't figure roads, but you're not on undergrad level. They're like, no, sweetie, what you've been doing is what people study to go and do. So you're already on that level of why people go to study. So you don't need to. They're like, no, you're in the master's level now. Then I go back to my dad. I'm like, in science and masters. And he's like, what?
You jumped in immediately.
Yes! Sorry about that. Sorry. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, because he thought I had just failed and I'd wasted my life.
Yeah.
Then I come back, I go, no, I've been accepted for a master's degree.
Yeah.
And then Rahupola, he was like, I'll pay for you. I was like, remember you said you'll pay for me, I've been accepted. Then he's like, Then I was like, dada. Then I went and looked for a scholarship. Because, I was like, who do you think I am? Ntsiki Mazwai. I'm thinking Mazwai, Dad, you better know who I am. I'm not just you're gonna pay for my undergrad all over again. No. Seven acceptile for a master's. Psycho. I do my master's degree and I get it cum laude. Right? So it's like, oh, remember? Anyway,
Yeah. Okay.
I'm very petty about that, you know. I am, because he thinks I'm such a mess. And I'm like, no, sweetie. I've got a master's degree cum laude and I'm going to get a PhD.
Yo.
And there will be 2 Dr. Mazwais in this house.
Oh, yeah.
So you better watch your steps, sir. So then I go get my master's degree. That was an incredible moment because, like you said earlier on, people don't take me seriously. So when I quietly went to, because I even went off social media that year. Well, sort of. You know. When I come out, I'm a graduator. But with cum laude, yo, Twitter came to a standstill.
Yo.
And everybody who had been watching me being bullied for decades was like, here's our chance. It's our chance. Then they were like, can we call you Master Ntsiki?
Wow.
Then
Yo.
I said, yes, you can call me Master. Then
Yeah, you say yes proudly.
I said, you can call me Master. Then my supporters went back. On those social media pages, they made everybody who's ever hated me feel that Master Ntsiki is in the building. It was incredible. So then we have a nice run. Obviously, when this was like 2018, whatever, it's obviously worn out now. Now they're waiting for the PhD.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Also, they can call you doctor.
they want to call me doctor, you know? And I think I owe it to my supporters because we've seen me go through a lot. And so I will get there. So okay, fine. So I get my degree, whatever. It was hard though, because when I come back from doing my degree is that what I didn't notice is that the office of the poet and the musician and the blogger had been dormant for a year and a half. And the thing about life is that you have to put in energy to get things out.
Yeah.
So if something has been dormant for 2 years, there's nothing there.
Yeah.
So then it was like, okay, now we're at rock bottom trying to figure it out. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I come back from Rhodes. Yeah. I don't even, because before I need to, my poetry and my music used to pay for my flat and my car. And I was like, cool, fine. Now I went to school. I've now not been earning for 2 years. And this is when my grandmother came in so handy. Oh my God, may her soul rest in peace. Oh, Granny! When I was at Rhodes now. Do you know it got to a point where they even wanted to take my car? Really? But now when the bank is phoning, I used to pendula them. That thing of mine where I'm outspoken. Yeah. I used to say to them, you phoned me last week. Yeah. What do you think happened in a week for me to have this money for you? Yeah. I was like, listen, I don't have the money. I'm at school. I don't have the money. And it's so weird how I got away with it. But anyways, here and there, then my grandmother would like sneak me in some stuff. That's the only handout I can actually have to.
So she did assist you.
She assisted me when I was at Rhodes University. My granny would send like 4,000 yana here to be like, okay, go sort out what you need to, you know. So that's how I kind of coped. But I was also on the scholarship, but the scholarship was just bare. It covered just then I just need help, whatever. So then I finish, then I go back home. Now I don't have a flat, I don't have anything, because I went back to school. And now I'm 38 years old, 39 years old. I'm going now to my grandmother's house in Soweto now, from being up there now it looks like Niwile.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now I'm like there and like trying to figure out. Now even on social media, yo, you know, I go through all that stuff, you know. Then that's when I start my YouTube channel, Conversations with Ntsiki Mazwai.
That's just you now.
That's just me chatting, you know, and I don't think it's anything. Then, and it's funny because one of the questions, we're going to go to the live questions soon, but one of the questions was what happened with unpopular opinions. So this is what we're going to get to now.
Oh, is that okay? Yeah.
Yes,
I
that
also
was
want to know. Because I also don't know what's going on. Yeah.
That's interesting because obviously you feature there. So around 2020, first
2022. Huh?
oh yeah, that was okay. So around 2020, it's all the lawsuits drama, which completely traumatized me.
Is it the one I'm thinking
yes,
of? Okay.
that brought me to my knees and took everything away from me, and I lost everything, and it just. Anyways, I'm on the healing journey, and I'll be back as Ntsiki Mazwai, you know. But that journey was really traumatizing for me.
Sure.
And one day we'll be able to speak and unpack. The other time we had Dineo Ranaka on this chair, and she said that you must never speak about something until you've healed completely. So I'm still working on the lawsuits healing stuff because
I wasn't even gonna mention that.
No, okay, cool. So let's skip over that. So all that drama happens, I lose everything, whatever. And then now I have to like figure it out. You know, that's actually now how I start hiking. Because of all that energy, and you know, I can't believe what's happened. I'm like, this is so unfair. Oh my God. Anyways, start hiking. Then one day these boys phone me and they are like, hi, we want to do a podcast where you speak, whatever, you host guests. So I'm like, okay, that's cool. But I was thinking of that, and that's what I'm going to do anyways, and that's who I am.
So you thought like there was an alignment?
Yes. It was like, okay, I'm going to do that. So there were 3 of them that approached me, ne? So usually under those circumstances, their business and mine would go 50-50. But then, because I needed to learn my lesson thoroughly, I said to them, no, actually, let's do an equal split so that we don't fight. You know, so that I don't look like I'm taking the whole thing and everybody feels. Let's do an equal split between the 4 of us. We'll do 25% each. And that's how we own. Then I remember saying to them, because they had the name already. And I remember saying to them, let's change the name. But they were adamant not to change the name. In hindsight, now I realize why they did that. But at the time, I was like, oh, okay, I can work with this name. It's fine. Sign on my contract. We own all whatever. Hey, then you know me, how I work with the marketing thing and how I put things out. Hey, I start doing the work. I get unpopular opinion trending.
Yeah.
And it becomes a thing now.
Yeah, you put on some good guests too.
Girl.
Yeah.
Literally all the main, the powerhouses. That was all my work. I called all my networks. I called the PP. I called Kanyisi Litchfield. I called Mkulunzinis. Like all the big. So I build this brand. I use my Twitter spaces. I build this brand. They're not doing much because they don't know marketing. But now they just used to being camera crew.
Yeah.
Right? I build this brand. The minute YouTube starts to monetize, did the gentleman not start making executive decisions without me? I got to the last shoot I went to, they'd made some decisions. They got another presenter. And I was like, what's going on here?
Oh, so I remember that day.
Do you remember that when I arrived?
No, I thought.
No. They did that by themselves. They bring in a new presenter. Don't talk to me. And I was like, what's going on here? Then I leave. When I leave to go back on to get onto the YouTube studio, they've changed all the passwords. That's crazy. So what those men essentially did was they used me. They made me build this thing. Then they removed me.
You know, my thought at the time was like, but I was so confused by everything. But I was like, why? Like, okay, no, let me not say anything.
So let's give the people a bit of context. Is that you were this young girl that they called in.
Yeah, so if I can give some context. So I was working, like I was doing my own like little job. And there was someone who came to me actually someone at first I didn't like them. Like I was kind of,
Yes.
you know the whole
yes,
thing.
I know.
But then they came and they always used to talk to me. And then they said, we started talking about cameras because obviously I was interested in cameras and stuff. And then eventually he was like, there's this opportunity, you can come, just check it out, whatever. It's like a podcast with Ntsiki Mazwai. And like, I'm also in a bit of my bubble. So I didn't know a lot. I didn't know much
Who's
of
Ntsiki? Yes.
Yeah, I didn't know
Yes.
anything, right? So then, I went there and then, I was basically I was a runner girl, let me say that. Because I wasn't behind the camera, I was just serving you and all of that.
Yes.
So I saw the drama, but I didn't understand the drama. If that makes sense. Yeah.
Cool. So then I leave. Then I'm like, guys, where's my money? Then they start lying and what and running around and speaking crap about me. Then they start replacing me with these other rastas. They just run with it. Even to this day, I'm like, guys, where's my money? And the thing is that people take me lightly, but as soon as I get my money right, I'm a petty bitch. So people must not take me lightly. As I'm building Ntsiki Mazwai Media, there's going to be a point where this thing grows and I'm going to afford those 100 grand lawyers.
Yeah.
And I will go there and I will take back my money. So that's how Unpopular Opinion died. And funny enough, okay. Oh yes, it did die after that. So sorry.
Yeah.
So I leave there, and obviously I'm stressed. These people have stolen my product, and I've done all this work, and I'm so upset, whatever, But now I've still got to continue with the podcast, whatever. I've got to. Then I go to another studio. I don't want to give names. I don't want to give anybody free advertising. I go to this other studio. Hey, we go there. It's been an interesting journey. I go there a few times. But what happens, it's so deep because... Actually, no, maybe I'm not ready to tell that story. Yeah. Okay. So it doesn't work out at that studio. I go to another studio. And at the other studio, okay, the next studio is... I'll give him this young white boy, Jess Studios. Because I'm mentioning him because he was so pure and cool. He was dope, right? He treated us well with respect, and I was there for a while. Since that it got a bit expensive, then we moved to another studio, and at that studio, I think because my personality is the way it is, I don't know what happened there, but I know I got fired. They were like, "We don't want to host." Then I was like, "What?" Then it was like, "Okay, I need to quickly get my own shit together." And then I partnered up, I got some business partners, and then that's when we started building our own studio. And in that starting to build, wait, before we get there, because while we were with Jess, I'm having lunch one day at 44 Stanley, and that was when I'm sitting there with my sister. And then, ta-da! Yeah. I'm like, I hear Mom Siki. Then you run to the table. And I'm like, oh, get so. And I loved you. I remember from Unpopular. I absolutely always adored you. So, hi, Getzo. Oh, my God. Then you were like, oh, I'm still keen to work with you, whatever. Then it was just like, oh, okay. I'm still trying to figure it out. Oh, my God. They're stealing my work. Oh, my God. And drama still in the, Yeah. And then a few, I think, weeks later, I don't know what happened. Yeah. Then it was time for you to come.
Just worked out.
And then get someone.
I didn't even expect a lot. Like, honestly, I feel I've been treated... Like, for every place I've worked, I'm not saying I've been treated badly, but I feel like I've been treated really well, So, yeah.
I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'm happy when you're happy. So it's been nice. I mean, we've been working together since January.
Yeah.
And now it's September.
Yeah.
And now it's your first TV host gig.
Yeah.
So that's where we are now.
Yeah.
So Moya, then we started building Moya. And
then how did you get into like the politics and like what prodded that more so? Because before it was more like
spirituality.
Yes. And like celebs and like talking about certain things. But now it's like spirituality and politics.
It's because I feel that all of the stuff is connected actually. Because spirituality is about us knowing ourselves and who we are. And then politics is what's going on around us. So I needed the audience to marry everything so we understand ourselves, because this politics thing, they make it seem so far away. And it's not. So I just wanted to make difficult concepts understandable to young people,
Yeah.
so that we can actually be part of creating this country that we actually want.
I wanted to ask, okay, then when did you sort of see yourself that the concept has to be married? Because the way I just never married politics and spirituality either way. So that's what I wanted to ask.
And history, because we also do history.
Mm.
I just realized that it's important. The black child and the black psychology has been broken so much. And we just have to cover the when they do that Maslow's hierarchy.
Yeah.
So the basics is at the bottom.
Yeah.
The needs of black people, like our spirituality, the things that make us black and make us breathe and make us understand each other is important for us to just. So I just feel like.
And it is connected. Okay, sorry, I'll get to the comments. Then for some of us, myself, I only learned a lot about the spirituality stuff 2 years ago, literally before the podcast from work. It was like a whole thing. Yeah. So, but it's been in your entire life, né? So how, what is I ask sometimes, and sometimes I'm not sure what's allowed to be shared. You'll tell me.
Yes.
What's your gift?
Okay.
And what process did you go to? Or do you still need to get into as well?
So I think when I went to Rhodes, that was the beginning of, okay, girl, we've given you space. Because I got into beads and stuff, and obviously I think my ancestors were new, okay, she's cool. But then there was when I got older, it was like, okay, now you've got to do it properly, and you've actually got to teach others and do it properly. So there was a phase where I lost everything and I was stripped bare, and it just looked like...
Yeah, and that's how it works, eh? Yeah.
Oh, I never want to go back there again. Oh my God. So I think Moya, that's why I had to leave Unpopular Opinion, I think. It was so that we can start aligning Moya. And also I think that my ancestors wanted me to own my podcast. Because I was going to give a lot of those guys all this wealth, and they're actually assholes. They didn't deserve it. So, Moya, the podcast, is process of refining my own gift and teaching and healing others. What I think my gift is, because in Kasetso and Gaxhosa, there's Imbongi Yomtonyama. Which means there are different types of poets. There's Imbongi Siba, which is a poet that writes. Like the Xhosa culture has got a specific, they know, which there's a poet who just writes, and there's a poet who gets possessed by Abantu Abadala, and they speak. So I would fall under that second poet, which is why I blurt out these things, and these things you said are jarring. It's not necessarily me. Because afterwards, I don't know what the hell the hype is about. I was like, why are you guys upset? So my gift is that I see and I speak. And not everybody can see things for what they are.
Yeah.
So my people come in and they just like, hey Nina, keep on my weave. And it's one. Yeah.
Do you ever feel, because I know some people, and understanding that some people don't want to always be the person speaking, or having them speak through you all the time. Do you ever feel sort of like, I don't know, like you want to retract from it?
It's so interesting because it doesn't let you. You'll be like, yo, I just saw something bad. Then you look this way, and it will be like, sweetie, I'm here. It doesn't let you. So even when I wrote that open letter to the president, it's something that sits here. I'll wake up and there's something sitting here saying, hi, I need to be addressed. Ntsiki, hi. Then I'll try ignore it because I'm like, no, you want to get me into trouble and I'm not. No, what do you want me to? Then it goes, hi. Then I have to sit down on the, and then it goes away and then it.
And a backlash.
Woo! Then I'm like, oh, snap, you see. Then I'm like, you see.
But they protect you though.
They do.
Yeah.
That is the most incredible thing.
At least, yeah. Because if you were a horrible person, we'd know. We'd see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. The people around you would definitely feel it, yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to move to the questions, yeah.
So sweet.
Okay.
I hope our battery's fine there.
Is it good? Okay, let's see.
Are
Just
they
going to the
there?
live.
Do you have questions that side as well? Yeah, you can throw it in.
Someone's asking about Moya and whether or not you have business partners.
Oh, yes, I do have business partners. Yes, I do. I'm not working alone, thank God. I would never survive. And you know, the beauty about my business partners is that they allow, and I think that is how I've been blessed the most in my life. I think this opportunity with these people because usually the mainstream, you have to watch what you tweet, you have to watch, you know. Here they just go, oh. They just like, oh, okay, Ntsiki. Then they actually understand me. Like when there was a time when MK kind was a bit tense with me, when I was trying to say that they need a woman leader. Then my business partners, when they can see the tension, they'll be like, oh, I don't understand why these people are not hearing you because what you're actually saying is this. So I'm very blessed in that. I think that if there's something that I want to teach people is that no matter how different you are or how much people hate you, the universe puts people in your life who are going to understand you on the dot and who are going to help you fulfill your mission. So I definitely think that my business partners are a godsend and exactly what I needed and what society needed because we did need someone to back me up so that I can do this thing that I'm doing. So yes,
I think
I'm very
mostly what
thankful for that.
they want to understand was because you mentioned that you own the whole thing. So you're
Yeah.
saying, so how basically how is that balanced out? That's what they want to know. Obviously, you want to share. But it's,
You guys want to know the shareholder
but
agreement?
it's honestly
They've
up
got
to you.
shares, but I'm the majority shareholder.
Okay,
I'll
there
say
we go.
that.
There
Yes.
we
So
go.
I'm their boss.
There we go. Yeah. Great assistance, though. At least, yeah.
Yes.
It's good for all of us.
Oh, yo,
yeah,
they've made
it really has.
because what they're doing is impacting not only South Africans but Africans on the continent outside. Like Moya has got.
You speak to a lot.
Moya is worldwide. Like even the Americans are onto Moya. Like Moya is worldwide. So all the Africans are now starting to come. So now all we need is that little push that's going to spread the word. Because right now Moya is like a well-kept secret.
It's underground.
It's underground. That's the word.
You need your next. What is it called? What is it?
Sanawongo.
Yeah.
I need my next Sanawongo.
Yeah.
Exactly. So a lot of us are like onto this thing, you know, but we just need that thing where we're now mainstream.
Yeah, I see how it could happen though, but that's like a secret.
We're praying.
But I see how that could happen. Yeah, just a lot of different changes, but
we're working on it.
That it's you. Yeah, I feel that it's heading
right
in the right direction. Yeah.
See, so we're working on this, kids. So we're working on this. You know, we got this.
Good. Because there's a lot of content. Like when I'm sitting in, I'm like,
dude.
Wow. I'm like, what? And then when I'm talking to people and I'm telling them about it, I'm like, I sound crazy because, like, am I the only one who's understanding what's going on right now because of the podcast? You know. So.
Dude, you know, sometimes people ask me questions and I'm just like, and I'm like, whoa.
Like what you didn't
that was
know
from Moya. I know.
You didn't know what you knew. It's crazy.
It's a school, this thing.
It is a school.
You just go from
massive.
episode 1 and you're just like, okay.
I think the only thing that would probably it's like just leveling up. People like to see like visually leveled up things.
Yes.
I think that's honestly all that's missing. To feel like,
yes.
Yeah. But
and we're gonna get rid of these white walls. I hate
the white walls.
Oh my god.
I think that's mostly
it's the look. Yes.
It's the look. Yeah. That's
we're gonna sort it out. Yeah. We're gonna sort it out.
Yeah, but other than that, like the other they just asked about the 200K, which I don't want to talk about.
Oh yeah,
And
we don't want to
We don't
engage
wanna-
negative
yeah.
energy today.
Yeah,
Today's
person-
not the day.
No, it was never the time. We
Yeah.
wearing white to clean, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All we know is that we're healing and sharp. Here's my baby Ketso. We got this.
Yeah, that's about it. There's no other question.
Wow, there's no other questions.
Yeah, we basically.
Oh, we
yeah.
covered everything.
We covered everything, yeah.
Okay, so
So-
nobody wants to know anything, guys.
Yeah, unless you have more. Unless
And
you
the
guys have
gents,
questions.
the brothers, do you guys have any questions?
I actually do have a question for you, Sis Ntsiki.
Uh-huh.
Let me just think it through again. What advice would you tell somebody who's trying to make it in music, especially to be like you? What advice do you have for them?
Get a real job. Get a real job until the government has sorted out the policies and the creative stuff. There's no point. There's no point because at the moment you have to find a well-connected manager like Tyler did. The white people, there'll be one white person who just churns us out. So unless you've got that white establishment that's gonna do that for you, guys, I'm sorry to put it like that, but do your music, but also go to school and do something that's going to pay for your bills, that's going to be your medical aid and stuff. The whole reason I've started my media company is because I have nothing to fall back on because of the music and the arts, and it's not sustainable. Our parents were not wrong. Like the parents, when they tell us not to do they're not wrong actually. And that's actually what my battle with my father was, is that I thought he just didn't have belief in me and whatever. And it's just like, no, it's not about belief or talent. It's about the system.
Yeah, because what are you gonna eat?
What are you gonna eat? That's why I don't have children, because I'm like, Nambali guys. What am I gonna feed my children?
That's deep. That's so deep. Like, it's deep. Yeah.
Right.
But at least there is education. I think there is a way to be creative and still have
Do it
your
both.
education, or get education
both.
in the creative system, because it's the same for film. Everything really, we hear the same stories. So
You can see
kinda
everybody's
scary.
dying broke, ain't it?
it's really scary.
You can see there's always collections for artists. Don't come, guys, until we have fought the battles that need to be fought, that need to be won.
Yeah, shame. It's the hard truth, but I've been very honored. This was really beautiful. I didn't expect it to go so.
Thank you.
Actually, no, I
Kito.
expected it to go so well, but I didn't expect to also learn a lot and really enjoy it as much as I did. So,
Thank you, Kito.
yeah, I'm really honored. Thank you for the
Thank
opportunity.
you.
Yeah.
And I enjoy working with you.
Yeah, thank you. So, thank you everybody for watching this birthday special. We will have more, stuff like this for you. Just leave a comment down below if you enjoyed, if you have any other questions that maybe we can answer in another interview. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. Umoya Ulight, Umoya Bright. Have a beautiful day, guys.
Thank you. Well done, Kitsos. Thank you.
Yeah, that was cool.
Who are you when all you were has been diluted by lies and white lines cancelling out all that which has been written of your history? Why do you look at yourself as a mystery? Doesn't the sun shine because you open your eyes? Doesn't the moon stay situated within the same stars your DNA sparkles off? Your spirit knows that surely corner into e off. Buza umoya so you may return to being well off. Because spiritually you are rich, yet your ancestors cry because you are out of reach. But yours is to command all elements while God takes inspiration from the very mirror she looked at to become. Remember who you are and never finish just when they think that with you they are done.